Hello students, how is everything? Are you studying regularly?
Yes, we are, sir.
So, if you remember, in the last session we studied about geothermal energy and nuclear energy. And what we are going to do today? We are going to learn the limitations of nuclear energy, and we are also going to learn about the environmental consequences of energy resources. So let us start with today's topic of discussion, which will be limitations of nuclear energy and environmental consequences. So the first in the list is limitations of nuclear energy. The major hazard of nuclear power generation is the storage and disposal of spent or used fuels, particularly uranium, which can be still decaying into harmful subatomic particles, and storage of such used fuels is a critical issue. Second point is improper nuclear waste storage and disposal result in environmental contamination. So that also we have to look for. Also, there is risk of potential accident that can cause loss of life and property. Thus, there is risk of accidental leakage of nuclear radiation. The high cost of installation of nuclear power plant, high risk of environmental contamination, and limited availability of uranium makes large-scale use of nuclear energy prohibitive. Now, after learning the limitations of nuclear fission reaction, there is one more reaction which is not part of the syllabus, maybe it may not be asked in the exam, but still we must know that, and that reaction is nuclear fusion reaction. So first of all, what we studied just now was a nuclear fission reaction, okay, and this is nuclear fusion reaction. There is difference between two, and what is that difference? In nuclear fission reaction, a particle is bombarded on a heavier nucleus, which then splits the nucleus into two parts, whereas in nuclear fusion reaction, two different nucleus combine together to form a bigger nucleus. Students, this is one example of nuclear fusion reaction. Here, if you watch carefully, there are two nuclei, one 2H and second one is 3H. That is a hydrogen nucleus with two nucleons, and there is another hydrogen with three nucleons. So, when they combine together, they form a helium nucleus which is 4He2. So 4 are the number of nucleons in helium, and one extra neutron is liberated in this reaction. This type of reactions are called as nuclear fusion reaction. In particularly, this fusion reaction can be helpful for generating energy for humankind. Let us learn it in more detail. Currently, as we know, all commercial nuclear reactors are based on nuclear fission reaction, which we already studied. But there is another possibility of nuclear energy generation by a safer process called as nuclear fusion. Fusion means joining lighter nuclei to make a heavier nucleus, most commonly hydrogen or hydrogen isotopes, to create helium. So this is that reaction. So here there is another example where there are two hydrogen isotopes, each having two nucleons, and they combine together to form helium with three nucleons plus neutron. Now the combined mass of two hydrogen is greater than the helium nucleus. This difference is converted into energy, which is according to Einstein's relation. I hope you remember Einstein's relation, E is equal to mc square. So that difference in mass into c square, that is velocity of light square, we get the energy liberated in this type of reactions. Let us drop the textual part and keep the equation only. Now we have to note certain important points regarding nuclear fusion reaction. This first important point is it releases tremendous amount of energy according to Einstein's equation, which I already told, as the mass of the product is little less than the sum of the mass of the original individual nuclei. So this difference is then multiplied by square of the velocity of light to get the energy. Such nuclear fusion reactions are the source of energy in Sun and other stars. So this is what is happening in Sun and all the major stars. Nuclear fusion reaction, where hydrogen nuclei combine together to form a single helium nuclei and liberating tremendous amount of energy. Now that we know limitations of nuclear fusion reaction and also little information about nuclear fusion reaction, we shall move on to the next topic, which is environmental consequences. Exploiting any source of energy disturbs the environment in some way or other. In any given situation, the source we would choose depends on the factors such as ease of extracting energy from that source, economics of extracting energy from the source, efficiency of technology, and environmental damage that will be caused by using that source. Though we talk of clean fuels like CNG, it would be more exact to say that particular source is cleaner than the other. So it is comparative. We have already seen that burning fossil fuels, especially in factories or cars for that sake, causes air pollution. But are we sure that all the so-called clean resources like solar energy are completely safe for environment? Now, students, this also depends on how we are using those resources. So let us learn more about that.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, Golu, ask.
Sir, my father was telling that instead of using private cars, we should use local transport like buses because that will reduce pollution. Golu, are you saying that buses causes less pollution? Have you seen how much gas they release?
Students, my opinion is no matter what type of vehicle we use, private or public, our main concern should be those vehicles should have good fuel efficiency because fuel efficient vehicles causes less pollution. Hope you understood what I mean to say.
Yes, sir.
The first point of discussion is exploiting any source of energy disturbs the environment in some way or other. In any given situation, the source we would choose depends on the factors such as ease of extracting energy from that source, economics of extracting energy from the source, efficiency of technology available, and the environmental damage that will be caused by using that source. Though we talk of clean fuels like CNG, it would be more exact to say that a particular source is cleaner than the other. We have already seen the burning fossil fuels that causes air pollution, and in some cases the actual operation of device like solar cell may be pollution free, but the assembly of the device would have caused some environmental damage. Research continues in these areas to produce long lasting devices that will cause less damage throughout their life. Then, renewable energy is available in our natural environment in the form of some continuing or repetitive currents of energy or is stored in such a large underground reservoir that the rate of depletion of reservoir because of extraction of usable energy is practically negligible. So that's all for today. Now let us come to assignment part. First question is what are limitations of nuclear energy? Second question is write a short note on environmental consequences of energy resources. Third question is name two energy sources that you would consider to be renewable. Give reasons for your choices. Give the names of two energy sources that you would consider to be exhaustible. Give reason for your choice. So that's all for today. See you in next section. Until then, Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye, sir. Thank you, sir.